How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good. Welcome to another episode of Off the Fence.
Oh, we're just going.
Yeah, let's just go for it.
Fantastic.
Based on my attire today, it's obvious that we're going to talk about fall and Thanksgiving. Don't you think?
If it had like leaves and turkeys on it, maybe. Or pheasants. I have a pheasant sweater. I should have worn that.
No, that's fine. You're okay. Hey, since it's Thanksgiving time, really we want this to be a short and sweet one, which typically probably means we'll go long. Anyways, when talking about Thanksgiving, what's interesting, though, is the history of Thanksgiving. What a hot topic nowadays.
It is a hot topic.
Based on, in theory, based on how you were educated or where you came from or what environment you were brought up in, based on the Pilgrims Thanksgiving feast of 1621. Yeah. So
proud right now.
Oh, I remember 1621 like it was just the other day. So based on your understanding of Thanksgiving, it can be quite the divisive holiday. I guess you're a history teacher. You know everything about it, but
lots of complexities.
Depending upon your history, it's either a dark day of remembrance, and I would say dark, like almost like a memorial, somber holiday.
Reflective. Yes.
Or it's this, I don't know, day of like celebrating coming together and unity, which is crazy how history can be so polarizing based on what you were taught.
Really, it's kind of a combination of the two roads. Yeah.
Yeah. So Abraham Lincoln, if you don't know this, my history-loving wife, Abraham Lincoln's the one who made it the official holiday. It wasn't his idea, by the way.
No.
A lot of times we're like, oh, the president did that? Oh, that's so sweet of him that he did that. And apparently he was, people asked him over and over for years upon years upon years to make it a national holiday. And a persistent, I forget her name. I don't remember her name, but a persistent.
Mary Todd, was it his wife that finally went,
no,
listen, make these
I forget who it was, but he got enough letters and stuff that declared Thanksgiving this national holiday.
That's usually how stuff like that happens, though. It's a lot of people pushing it forward and then one friend that gets all the credit. It's fine.
And I grew up with this like sunny picture of Thanksgiving of European settlers and Native Americans resolving all of their conflict at this meal where they all decided, let's live together in a merry old way.
With like a fantastic potluck.
Yes, yes. That's how I grew up hearing it. And I think history now tells a story that wasn't a conclusion to some sort of conflict.
Wasn't altogether true, right?
I did look up. I wondered what the Smithsonian said about Thanksgiving. For those of you who think that I think whatever the Smithsonian website says is all accurate and perfect and nails it, but I think I'm not saying that it's perfect. But I just
you asking people not to send you emails about it.
Yeah, they can send me emails. Here's what the Smithsonian's take on Thanksgiving is, and I just thought it was fascinating. Contemporary celebrations of the Thanksgiving holiday focus on the idea that the first Thanksgiving was a friendly gathering of two disparate groups that were at odds, according to this, or even neighbors who shared a meal and lived harmoniously. In actuality, the assembly of these people had much more to do with political alliances, diplomacy, and an effort at rarely achieved temporary peaceful coexistence.
Sounds a lot like most of the family dinners that people have
There you
on
go.
Thanksgiving.
Although Native American people have always given thanks for the world around them, the Thanksgiving holiday celebrated today is more of a combination of Puritan religious practices and the European festival called Harvest Home, which then grew to encompass native foods. That's what the Smithsonian says about it. Very carefully articulated words, especially about temporary peaceful coexistence. And so I do want to acknowledge, especially where we live, that Thanksgiving brings up tension. Now, I know a lot of people, it brings up tension no matter what because of how families get together, friends get together, and the world that we're living in right now that is pretty jacked up and that kind of stuff. But really, my goal is not that we talk about the history of Thanksgiving because, frankly, I know that you love history. I'm actually enjoying it too. But neither one of us, I think, are professional historians. And I'm willing to admit that I wasn't there and I don't know all the details. I've not done an exhaustive study of Thanksgiving. Okay.
I'm just kidding.
So what I just want to do a quick podcast on, because of the week that we're in, is what do we do at Thanksgiving? And I think there's a natural one, an obvious one. This is not going to be like, oh my, I've never thought of using Thanksgiving that way. I think we should make gratitude the agenda this week, where no matter what you think about the holiday, no matter what your upbringing has been, no matter what your heritage is, no matter what you've been taught, whatever the past is, what if we just decided not to forget the past and not to rewrite the past, but let's make this week all about gratitude. That's your off the fence moment. UCLA did a study, if you need some scientific proof here. Gratitude reduces depression, lowers anxiety, supports heart health, lowers stress, improves sleep. Apparently, gratitude is a gift to your mind, your body, and your soul.
And the people around you.
Yeah.
I'd like to add that in too.
So my intention isn't to take a lot of time, but maybe you'll have this prompt that you should make an agenda this week. How will you show gratitude? Whom will you show it to? What's your favorite Thanksgiving tradition?
Mine is spending time with people that we love. We were talking earlier about how my favorite Thanksgivings here, because we don't have family here and rarely do we have family come up for Thanksgiving, is we've had years where there have been 50 people in our house and they're all friends and their children. And we go around the table, which is actually something that your family, we got from your family, but where we go around the table and just really spend time processing and sharing what we're grateful for in that moment or from the past year. Or I would say the people that we get to spend it with and the way that we're able to really just give testimony of what we're grateful for in that moment. Yeah.
What's fascinating is I grew up, Thanksgiving to me was never really actually about the historical part. And I get, that's how I grew up. It was about family, getting together, being off school, schedules pausing. We got together and we saw people we didn't see all the time. We had conversations we didn't have all the time. And there was this reconnection, almost like what's really important. Oh yeah, family and gratitude. And we made sure there was always food that was the magnet for all of that, is what actually drew us together. So for me, one of my favorite things about Thanksgiving, it's the food.
Yeah.
I just want, I feel like,
that's your favorite.
I know it's supposed to be the people.
Yeah.
But when I think Thanksgiving, I have a tendency to immediately begin thinking, what's my favorite thing to eat for Thanksgiving? Anything corn related. Corn pudding, corn casserole, corn on the cob.
You sound like Forrest Gump's friend right now.
Corn kernels, corn.
Popcorn?
Popcorn.
Caramel corn.
Caramel corn.
Okay.
Salt and vinegar popcorn.
Do you know, as you're saying that, I'm thinking we have had Thanksgivings here where we spent it, when Cornerstone was remodeling their kitchen a few years ago, we as a church got to host a Cornerstone meal. And so we've spent it there. We've spent it at home. We've spent it out of state with family. And every time it's the food and the people that make it just incredible.
All right, I promised you a short podcast, so here's the deal. This week, you're going to be incredibly good at showing gratitude. So here's how you begin to do this. Some principles I've learned is write it down. If you thought about it, a sense of gratitude, you and I have talked about that with marriage. We talked about a lot of things where, you think of something good, write it down, share it, but write it down. One of the greatest things I do every morning is I open up my prayer journal and I try to, at least at one point, whether I'm feeling it or not, thank God for something.
Yes.
I'm not always successful with that, but write down, even if you do it in the notes app of your phone or whatever, put down this week, maybe this week, every day, you're going to like jot something down that you're thankful for. Go beyond just thinking about it, write it down. Another tactic is just pause for a moment. It's when you have the thought, or maybe you don't even yet have the thought, but would you be willing to stop for 15 seconds, 30 seconds, even a whole minute, and just stop with the intention of, I'm going to spend the next moment literally thinking of things I'm grateful for. If you just know the power that it'll have on your mind, body, and soul, could it shape even your future relationships? So you're gonna write it down, just pause, redirect your thoughts. If you have a negative thought, if you have a thing like, I don't like myself about this, I'm frustrated by this, I'm mad about that, as soon as you have that thought, redirect the thought going, but what am I grateful for?
Yes.
And name it. And then definitely share it. One of our traditions, right? Thanksgiving meal, we eat before we get to dessert. It's the rule. You can't get to the dessert without sharing something that you're grateful for. What has God done in your life, through another person? How's the Lord blessed you? What's one thing in your life, even if you know, in our kids' cases, you're like, even if you're annoyed with math class or you're bothered by something someone said, what's something that you're grateful for? The pie is waiting, but you can't touch it till you share it.
Do you know what I love about Thanksgiving going first too is I think it's so easy to get caught up in the calendar of the season. Everything is pulling at you, and before that Christmas season really starts, beginning it, being grateful, and even carrying that posture in to the coming weeks that can often get really distracting from the meaning and intention. And so I love that idea of marking this week with gratitude.
Cool. So we hope you have a happy Thanksgiving, a gratitude-filled Thanksgiving, a corn-filled meal. I don't know.
I like chocolate pudding pie.
Oh, yeah.
Which is so boring. It's probably not even a Thanksgiving thing, but that's what I make.
I think that's delicious.
That would be the only thing I ate all day, and I'd be fine.
Okay. Well, we'll make sure that we have that.
And sugared up.
Enjoy your Thanksgiving, and may this week be full not of everyone doing and saying to you what you hope they would, but that you would be showing gratitude, speaking gratitude, writing down gratitude, remembering things that you are thankful for. Until next time, know this, that we love you so much and we're so grateful for you.